Hello everyone, so today we have a little bit of a different video. I was asked to talk about my 5 years at Epic Games. I still have one of the hoodies. I think I have multiple. That's one of the good things working for big companies. You have intern merch shops. But yeah, I wrote some key stuff down I learned over the years because that was the questions, like what learnings did I have working for like this huge company with a few thousand employees and contractors and all of that stuff. So short breakdown, I joined Quixel before it was Epic Games Quixel back in 2018 as a contractor for photogrammetry. I still have the test scans at the contract, so I can prove that I know my way around. I work in the industry for 10 years. I'm not just talking some bullshit. And I still have my scans, my Quixel scans on the portfolio. So there should be something on the screen right now that you can see my stuff. And yeah, I started photogrammetry back in 2015, just with my phone. I had at this time then some Android phone for $300 or so. And I started playing around with photogrammetry, scanning rocks with my smartphone, processing them in, then it was called Agisoft something. I don't know. I can't remember. It was some Russian, Ukrainian photogrammetry software. Today it's called Metashape. But yeah, I played around with that, and then I switched to a camera and played more with that stuff and made some random scans I put on Facebook, I think maybe also on LinkedIn. And then I was contacted by Quixel if I want to scan for them on a contractor base. And obviously I need to censor all of that stuff in the contract. Obviously I still don't talk about specific workflows we did at Epic Games and at Quixel and all of that stuff, and no money talk, like how much do you earn and bonuses and all of that. But yeah, that's how it started. Back in 2018 as a contractor for Quixel, and then in 2019 I basically could decide if I want to still be a contractor or if I want to work for Epic Games. Then I joined Epic Games until 2023. And yeah, the question was like, what learnings do you have when you work for companies like, I don't know, Epic Games, Crytek, Ubisoft, like the really big ones? Because that's quite different from working for a small indie team or making your own stuff at home. There are some differences to that. And one of the first ones I have it written down on my other monitor here is, you need to learn to clearly communicate what do you want from other people. There are a lot of people which can't really talk to other people. I mean, obviously they can speak, but there is no information in the stuff they talk to you. Good example would be you need something from your lead. So maybe money to buy equipment, maybe, I don't know, help from another teammate. And you can't really communicate in written English or whatever language, what do you want? So you can't make it clear. And that's problematic because then everything takes longer than it really should need. And if you have like maybe a busy lead, which only answers questions maybe once a day in the morning, when everything is still a little bit quieter than in the rest of the day, and you can't communicate what you want, you can run into trouble because then you can't work, you can't finish your task, and that's just because you can't make clear that you need maybe money to buy, I don't know, a few SD cards if you're working with photogrammetry gear, or maybe buying a license or whatever, and that's problematic. I encountered stuff like that, not for myself, but for other members. Not really at Epic Games, but at different companies I worked for. I think a lot of people have that problem. So So if you want something, make clear what you want. Don't be shy. That's also a big problem. People are too shy. The younger generation, I mean, I'm almost 35 years old. If you divide that by 2, these people like 17, 18, 19, 20, some of them can't really make clear what they want. They are too shy to talk to people. I also encountered that people are so shy they don't call any other peoples because I don't know why. But yeah, that's a problem. So make clear what you want, because that's a time saver for the company and for your team, which in the end, because it's a business, is money saved. So and everybody gets the stuff done they should work on. Another learning I had, I never really had trouble with that because I know that this industry is based on teamwork. But there are people which think they are basically the lone wolf, I don't know, combat 3D machine. I have on my note, good teamwork leads to better results. And that's completely true. If you try to do everything on your own, you will burn out. That takes maybe a month or 2 and then you're done. So if you think you are the killer 3D art machine every company should have, no, go work at McDonald's. That will serve you better. Because every member has a different task in your team. So for instance, I scan stuff. I did the photogrammetry part. Other people need to clean the mesh, the output mesh. Other people maybe need to make marketing shots with all of that stuff. And that's why that's why companies hire different people, because companies want professionals, or at least people which are willing to learn to be a professional in the field the companies wants them to be a professional in. And nobody wants a one army killer machine. If you want to do that, that's fine, but then you need to create your own studio or do freelance work. Freelance work is basically that. You do everything on your own. You have to manage your time and you have to manage everything. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm doing that for a year now, and it's fun, but that is nothing you can do in a studio environment. Another really helpful learning I had is being tech savvy keeps you basically in front of the industry or at top of the industry. That really depends on your title, but I think every title, even if it's a 2D artist, can be ahead of the curve or can be ahead of other artists. And that's a good thing, because if you like playful in a way that you are also looking into your professional role after 5 p.m. and you're trying stuff out maybe on the weekend or in your spare time, and with trying stuff out, you come up with new ideas which will save you and your colleagues time and your company. That's a good thing, because that's how workflows get invented. There's nobody sitting and snipping with the finger and then a workflow is dropping, I don't know, on ArtStation or so. That's most of the time people which really like what they do, and not only from 9 to 5, but also after your working hours. And if you can do that without forcing it upon yourself, that's a really good signal that you can go up the career ladder really quickly and really high. If you feel after work you still are interested in learning more about your job, that's a really good signal. The next one is really good. Constructive criticism helps you grow. And in art and 3D art and 2D art, there are so many people which can't take any of that. They lock up. They are like 3-year-olds, like, make it better. You have no idea what you're talking about. There are so many people which can't take constructive criticism. That's different. If I say to you, well, what the fuck is that kind of work? It looks like, I don't know, a dead horse. That's not constructive. That's just maybe funny, but a little bit stupid. if other people criticize your work in a good way and not like I did, that's because most of them want to help you, because some people can see where your work could go. And there is nothing bad about that. The bad thing is just in your head. You really need to get rid of this, I'm the center of the world and my art is perfect. First of all, art is never perfect because art is never done. And the second thing is, you always can improve. Because even if I'm working like 10 years in my field, I'm still not perfect. I can work another 50 years in this field. I will never be perfect. I have no fucking idea how to, photogrammetry a field from a plane. So how to scan a field from a plane. Nobody is perfect. You really need to chill and accept that you can get better if you listen to other people. And the last one, I'm really guilty of that in the beginning. Working from home requires strong self-discipline. That's so fucking true, you can't believe it. I had the luxury of basically being a full-time employee at Epic Games, but I can work from home whenever I want. Because the German office was in Berlin and I'm far away from Berlin. So I had 100% home office, which is fucking awesome. And the problem is, if you never really had that and you worked in a studio before, it is so different. And you really need to get adapted to that. And you really need to learn a lot. Because nobody holds you accountable anymore for your working hours. Legally, I'm not sure. Here in Germany, it's tricky with tracking hours via your PC and all of that. But even if it would be completely fine legally, not a lot of companies doing that anymore. So if you work from home, you normally get a task and then you just go your way and do the task. But the problem is everything can be a distraction for you, like really everything. I guess that's really a character thing too. I'm pretty sure there are people sitting down, working, and then doing other stuff. But I know a lot of artists having problems with that. And basically starting at 9 and then work for 30 minutes, making a break for an hour, maybe have a meeting after that. There is no structure in that. That's most of the time the problem. And you really need to learn the structure. That's kind of easy if you just use your Google Calendar and maybe just create some deep work hours. So for me, it's from 9 to 11, I have deep work. I do 2 hours of work, like a working block, and nothing else. Obviously, if the dog needs to get out, take a shit, okay, he can go. I leave it in the garden. Or if somebody's at the door, that's fine. But I'm not like going into the gym or something else. So I do focused work for 2 hours, then a little break, focused work again. And with that kind of pattern, it really works well for me. But for you, just look it up on YouTube. There are different ways. And yeah, that's something you really need to get used to. I mean, I'm thankful that home office is a thing, not here really in Germany, because we are like 6 months behind the rest of the world, at least 6 months. I think it's getting there. I think there is no real reason why you should go into a huge office building every day if you can't get the same quality done from your own home. But that's a discussion for a different video, and there are so many opinions about that, obviously. But yeah, home office and the self-discipline is something which can work together, but you really need to learn it. That was a different video. I hope that was useful. If you have any questions about what I just talked about, some other insights, and maybe you are just new and want to get into this industry, leave me a question down below and I try to answer it if it's not, like I said, contract-based or stuff like that. Yeah, that's everything for the moment. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.